The other kind of concept would be like if you liked well done food, I would want to say, okay, well, can we at least try this?
Yeah.
You know, my kids they order well done. They are not well done. They order medium rare. Not well done, but they're like, I want medium rare, mid rare. Like you ask, how do you want your steak? Mid rare. So they kind of know. But it wasn't one of those things of being like it could have easily gone south if they were with somebody who had said like, oh, I don't like blood.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to like no blood. I'm like, what do you mean it's blood? Like, there's no blood in fucking steak, by the way. Like, there's nothing in there. Blood runs through arteries and veins. Does not run through muscles. You know, so like there's no blood. There's myoglobin and there's hemoglobin. So hemoglobin is your blood, and then myoglobin is just an iron-rich substance and like a watery substance. That's what turns it. That's the reason why it oxidizes and turning brown, because of the iron that's in the steak.
Okay.
So like those are those items that people don't think of. They just immediately like, oh, I heard them say that, I don't want them. You know, instead of being like open to like, oh, it's just water with like minerals in it. That's interesting. Like, okay, let's try it.
Interesting.
You know, that way it becomes like a different chew, a different experience, and all these other things. And and I'm not taking away from somebody who like likes well done food, because I like well done skirt steak on a barbecue.
I have a friend that eats their filet mignon well done.
Which to me I don't understand because it's so thin already. It almost gets into jerky. Not thin, but like there's very little fat.
There's a fine line between that. I went to a really nice steakhouse recently and I got a filet mignon and it came out. I ordered it rare and it came out like basically well done.
So you went like
I like blue.
Really? Okay.
I like to eat my meat blue. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I like to do, and actually
but you can do that with and they're different cuts. Like you get people who try to order the tomahawk like blue.
That doesn't work.
It doesn't work. There's too much intermuscular fat. It's too chewy. There's too much connective tissue. So I would do medium rare, almost into the medium area.
Interesting.
And that way, like, it's an actual chew that you can enjoy. Like, not to just take like big bites off and swallow it like a dog would. You know? But to have those chews. But with the fillet or a nicely prepared filet mignon like that, that's a higher grade. You can do those blues or those like what's it called, Japanese Wagyu, where it's really super thin and has all that fat. If you cut it and served it, if you served it like an American-sized steak, 8 ounces, and you couldn't finish that.
Yeah.
And you couldn't chew through that for sure.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they cut it so paper thin and grill it really soft, just enough to kind of render some fat out and gives it some and drops out the connective tissue so that you can bite into it and enjoy the experience. But yeah, I think a lot of people are just too tied into their comfortability.
Yeah.
Being able to put it aside and say, okay, hey, fuck it.
Yeah. I think also like too, like the way like maybe a lot of us like were raised like when we were younger, like our experience with steak or like the doneness of steak is maybe from like going to like an Outback Steakhouse if you grew up in the burbs, and it's like rare, medium rare, well done, and then that perception that temperature applies to all cuts of steak. You know, I think that's very common.
Well, and they're taking that one experience, like you said, and saying like, well, okay, this is worldwide, this is across the universe, and like, this is how it's happening. And it just doesn't happen like that. Because I even know that I've gone to those restaurants or those chains and asked for, can I get it mid-rare? And they say we can't cook it to that. There's food foodborne and all that. But they neglect to say like, we cannot cook it like that because we do not use a high-end grade beef.
Yeah. You know what? That's what happened at Red Robin. I went there when I was like in high school, and I asked for my burger medium rare, and they were like, no, we only cook our burgers well done. And then one of my friends was like, yeah, it's because they spoon it through like a conveyor belt or something.
Do they really? Oh, I don't know. Maybe we'll do a fucking behind the scenes.
That's what I heard. But
it's in a closet somewhere.
They run it through a conveyor
I heard that
belt.
there's a rat running on the like wheel that's moving it. And
and then I was like, and then I figured out, it's probably because they can't consume it, because it's like it's like a liability to have you consume something that's like not well done because of the grade of meat that they use. Which I was like, dang, that's why.
So it is very interesting. But those are those other things. I was at like when you just said Wagyu, and you're like, oh, it sounds so good.
Yeah.
Like yes, but also like where is it from? Like is it Australian? Is it Japanese? Is it graded? Is it American? You know, and they all are supposed to be either called Kobe or this or that, and that's the different regions. But when you see Wagyu, you expect something that you would have a great overall experience from. I was at a restaurant out of state, has Wagyu on the menu, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. is it graded? Like, what kind of Wagyu is it? It's just really weird for it to say Wagyu.
It's like general.
It just says
it's like,
Wagyu.
You're like, all right.
So they go, high-end restaurant, you know, where they do this is this, this is that, and like detail.
No, this is just Wagyu.
And the server was just like, that's a good question. I'm gonna have to go and check with the chef. Chef comes out, we start talking and everything. I was like, so like, what is it graded? Like, oh well, it's graded, but it's not really like, it's not a Japanese graded one. And I was like, okay, because well, like it says Wagyu, so I'm thinking it's gonna be Japanese,
right.
but
okay.
you know, or it could be is it Australian? He's like, actually, it's a local one. I was like down the fucking street. Like, so this is like, you know, in the state. I'm not gonna say where it's at, but you know, it was oh, okay, cool. Like, dude, I don't care. Like, I was just asking because I wanted to see like how I should cook it.
Right.
Because if it's an A5 Japanese rated Wagyu and you're telling me it's like, and it was only like $42, so it wasn't like super expensive. So it's immediately like fucking liars.
Yeah.
You know? But it was also one of those things like I just wanted to know because like for Wagyu, I think it should be cooked to medium or more, so that you can actually render out that fat and make it a nice little bite.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it was one of those things of like those misconception type things that I don't really like, and I don't know how we got into all of this stuff, but.